안녕하세요, 테리호입니다. 미스테리 호러, 줄여서 테리호죠. 과연 이번에는 어떤 엔딩이 기다리고 있을까요? 한번 기대하고 플레이해보도록 하겠습니다. 어제 마지막으로 봤던 게, 제가 스탠리의 몸을 나와서 제3자의 입장으로, 플레이어의 입장으로 내가 독립된 존재로 나아갈 수 있는 엔딩을 봤었죠. 그런데 솔직히 말만 번지르르 하지 사실 저도 무슨 소리인지 하나도 몰라요. 플레이 해본 사람은 알겠죠. 가봅시다.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
이게 바로 오프닝이었군요. 아주 흥미롭습니다. 어허.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
저번에 갈래길에서 한번 가만히 있도록 해봅시다. 여기쯤에서 말이죠.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
전부터 계속 신경이 쓰였는데 제가 이제 플레이어의 입장에서, 제3자의 입장에서 제가 위에서 스탠리를 보고 있었죠. 근데 스탠리가 가만히 있었는데 과연 내가 여기서 가만히 있어도 나레이션이 똑같이 말하는지 궁금해지는군요. 한번 기다려봅시다. 기다리는데 심심하면 저는 책이나 읽고 있을게요. 아주 흥미로운 책이거든요. 외롭고 높고 쓸쓸한. 여러분들도 적당히 시간 때우세요. 솔직히 유튜브 보는 것 자체가 시간 낭비 아닙니까? 아니, 시간 낭비인 걸 아는데 유튜브는 왜 봐? 아, 그리고 재미가 없는데도 왜 보는 거야? 하여간에. 지금 한 10분 정도 기다렸는데 아무런 반응이 없군요. 그냥 움직이는 게 좋을 것 같습니다. 뭐 좀 식상한데. 아니지. 그래, 맞아. 저번에 못 갔던 길을 한번 가보도록 하죠.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
갈 수 있는 길이 있지 않을까?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
어허. 혹시 여기 가만히 있으면 뭔가 있는 거 아니야? 한번.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
그럼요. 얼마나 가치 있는 일인데요, 나레이션. 커피라도 한 잔 뽑을까?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
션이가 포기했나 봅니다. 하여간 뭐 제가 졌죠.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
여기를 말하는 거군요.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
그리고 제가 여기를 가보지 않았습니다. 과연 이곳은 어떤 길로 이어져 있을까요? 되게 기대되는데? 뭐 스탠리 패러블은 새로운 길을 갈 때마다 정말로 가슴이 두근두근거려요.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Right? Okay. Oh shit. 뭐야, 왼쪽으로 갈 수밖에 없는 건가? 조금 유가.
Oh, no.
어,
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Hey! 이봐 션, 그러는 거 아니야.
No.
어이 션.
Not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
그건 네가 알지.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
그럼 나도 잠깐 책이나 읽고 있을게.
Let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes.
오케이.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
정말이지. 다른 거 열리는 거 아니지? 그래, 믿고 있을게. 어디 보자. 션? 아하, 다시 돌아왔군요.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
죄송하지만 저는 눈을 감을 수 없어서요.
Okay. We just have to get back to who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
설마 진짜? 에이, 그런 거 아니지.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
근데 혹시 거기 한 번 더 가면 뭔가 달라지는 게 있지 않을까? 뭔가 그럴 것 같네요.
When Stanley... Wait.
오!
Wait, what?
왜 그래?
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
왜 그래?
Did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
아마도.
Okay then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
이런 걸 원했어. 자, 그럼 어디부터 갈까요? 오호, 드디어 이렇게 많은 맵을 확장할 수 있었군요. 대체 스탠리 패러블은 엔딩이 몇 개야? 자, 어디? 방이 되게 많네. 선택의 폭이 너무 넓어요. 자, 여러 가지가 있고. 또 이런 뭐지? 오, 살짝 으스스하게 생겼네요.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
그렇지.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
야, 잠깐만.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
몰라!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we
션아, 그러는 거 아니야.
and see if we missed anything?
그럴까? 션, 열 수 있는 문 같은 건 없어? 저기에 문이 열려 있습니다.
Aha!
어?
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
뭔가 달라졌습니다. 분명 여기서는 제 427번 방이었을 텐데요.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
우리는 이 짓을 언제까지 해야 되는 거야, 션? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
기억하고
Well, do you
있지.
know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
뭐 말이야?
You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really
지금 당장 이 게임 끄기 전에 지금 you win이라는 거 취소하지 그래.
paid off. So, good job. Oh no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
나도 정정당당한 거 좋아한단 말이야.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
좋아요.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the
아이고,
line.
션아.
How simple is that?
션아, 나레이션아. 뭐 좋습니다. 기껏 만들어줬는데 따라가 줘야죠. 아이고.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
글쎄.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
그래.
Okay.
난 동의해.
Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential
철저히 네 주관적이잖아.
subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
이런 거 필요 없어. 너무 시끄러워. 정신없어. 아니 게다가 이 라인은 뭐야 이거 저거. 따라갈 수 있게 만든 거야? 세상에. 모노맨 라인이 이렇게 생겼어. 아니 자. 뭔가가 보입니다.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
이거 말하는 거야?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
이 양치식물? 글쎄, 난 딱히 식물에는 관심이 없어서 말이야. 정말 알다가도 모르겠는.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
션아. 길을 만들 거면 제대로 만들어야지. 이러면 안 되지. 여긴 또 어디람? 문은 아예 열리지 않는 것들 뿐이네요. 아니? 도착했잖아. 잠깐만. 저기로 가기 전에 난 뭔가 다른 곳에 가고 싶어. 다른 데가 있을 것 같은데. 저기에는 노란 선이 없습니다. 그래, 여기는 아까 거기잖아. 그러네, 아까 거기네.
Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
Maybe. 가만히 있어봐. 여긴 다시 내 방이잖아. 이런 세상에 다시 돌아왔습니다. 골치 아프게 됐군요. 가만. 어라? 이 방은 뭐야? 아하, 저런 식으로 갈 수 있군요. 아, 여긴 잠겨있는데? 갈 수 있는 길이 하나밖에 없네요. 네, 좋습니다. 비디오 방에 도착했어요.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
나오려는 엔딩은 안 나오고 결국 또 똑같습니다.
You know what, Stanley?
뭐가 말이야?
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right?
그렇지.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring,
미스테리,
mysterious.
호러.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
어디? 방금 문이 열렸는데? 어디 문이 열린 거죠? 아하, 저기군요.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
나도 준비가 돼 있어. 스탠리도 준비가 돼 있겠죠.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
신경 쓰지 않고 싶은데 말이야. 지금 우리 나선형으로 돼 있잖아. 제작자가 졸음을 참으면서 만든 것 같아. 아니 뭐야, 저건 가라는 거야? 말라는 거야? 뭐 아무튼 좋죠. 라인이 없어졌으니까.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
그렇지.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there
그런 거
must be
필요
a
없어.
reverse
우수법이라고
door.
오른쪽 벽만 짚고 가면은 무조건
And that
탈출하게 돼
in
있지.
turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
글쎄.
Since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
왼쪽은 안 돼? 이게 뭐야? 에잉? 뭐야? 아니 왼쪽이랑 오른쪽이랑 똑같잖아. 아니 무슨... 잠깐만, 이거 한번 계속 빙빙 돌고 있어보자. 뭔가 있을 것 같아. 없을까? 문제 션이가 스탠리 지금 뭐하고 있죠? 왜 계속 같은 곳에 빙빙 돌고 있는 건가요? 혹시 게임의 순환이라도 얘기하고 싶은 건 아닙니까? 스탠리, 그런 것만큼이나 아주 가치없는 일은 없어요. 당장 게임 스토리를 진행하자고요. 신나는 모험을 즐겨보아요. 이런 말 없어? 왠지 있을 것도 같은데. 없네요. 가도록 합시다.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
글쎄.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
그건 내가 하고 싶은 말이지.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the time return stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
글쎄.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
깜짝이야. 어? 어? 아? What the hell? 뭐야?
All of his co-workers were
야, 내레이션, 너 뭔가 이상한 거 안 느꼈어?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
샤나, 너 뭔가 이상한 거 안 느껴지니? 나만 느껴지나? 뭐 좋습니다.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
그렇다면 이번에는 한번 오프, 완전히 한 번 더 내레이션이 하는 말을 완벽하게 한번
Yet
시행해
there was
봅시다.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
열 수 있었네? 야, 아, 열 수 있었구나.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
오, 아, 열 수 있, 아, 자세히 보니까 영어로 되어 있는 건 열 수 있는 문도 있나 보네요. 뭐가 신기로군, 흥미롭군. 그럼 나도 여기
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
근데 여기
No
머무르고 싶어.
reason to still be here.
그냥 머무르고 싶다고. 가만히 쪼그려 앉아서 구석에 있어서 아, 안심이 돼.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
공기를 보고 있다는 거는 건 바로 이런 말입니다.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
아니, 스탠리는 설명하지 않아. 내가 설명해도 넌 못 알아듣고 난 책이라도 읽고 있을래. 스탠리, 넌 거기 가만히 있어.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
네가 언급하지 않았으니까 중요한 거야.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find
나 청소도 구하면 엔딩 봤다. 난 자랑할 수 있어. 그래, 자랑할 수 있지.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
너무해. 내가 말을 못한다고 함부로
Well,
말하다니.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
어?
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
아주 소설을
Hello?
쓰는구만.
Anyone who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
아직은 마치지도 않았어. 게다가 지금 그걸 말하려면 내가 적어도 2시간에 잡아먹어야 된다고. 나 2시간 동안 청소 도구함에 있어야 되는 거야? 진짜 나가야 되나 이제? 조금만 더 있어보자. 뭔가 마음이 안심이 되니까. 자, 이렇게 쪼그리고 앉아서. 앞으로 30분만 더 이러고 있으면 좋을 것 같네요. 잠시만요. 책이라도 보고 있읍시다. 좋아요. 내레이션 내가 졌어요. 그냥 움직이도록 하죠. 아유, 나 진짜 왠지 이 게임을 하고 있으면 뭔가 시간 낭비 같으면서도 아닌 것도 같고.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
올라갔다고? 하여간 어? 이번엔 여기가 잠겨있네? 저번엔 열렸는데?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
그때 비밀번호가
Unraveled, Stanley wondered
이거였나?
in disbelief who orchestrated this.
아니었네요.
What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it
아, 2845였구나.
a secret pit. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
미치겠네 진짜. 차분한 뉴에이지 음악. 아, 차분해진다.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
아이고. 뭐 별 수 없군요. 원하는 대로 해줘야죠.
And when at last he found the
설명 따위 필요 없다.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And and that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
컴온. 저거 진짜 바퀴야? 바퀴라기보다는 뭐라고 해야 될까? 스크린 같은데?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
뭐라고 해야 될까? 어떻게 보면 지금 방금 본 엔딩이, 그러니까 나레이션이 그대로 따라 해준 엔딩의 해피 엔딩이라고 볼 수도 있겠는데요. 뭔가 석연치가 않습니다. 일단은 맹목적으로 봤을 때 스탠리는 자신의 억압과 자신에게 제한을 당하고 있는 존재로부터 벗어나서 자유를 갈망했다는 내용이지만, 이 게임의 전제 조건을 생각해보면은, 그러니까 여태까지 나레이션이 나한테 한 짓을 생각해보면은, 이 스토리조차도 저는 나레이션의 지배하에 당하면서 결국 자유를 찾은 건 아니에요. 어디까지나 나레이션의 설명으로 내가 여기까지 왔을 뿐이지 나 스스로 쟁탈하는 건 아니니까요. 그러니까 이거는 겉으로 보면은 아주 행복한 엔딩이지만, 좀 심층적으로 보자면 이건 어디까지나 자유가 아니라 좀 겉으로 과장된 자유일 뿐이라고 저는 생각합니다. 나레이션만 없다면 난 이걸 완벽한 자유로 볼 수 있었을 거야. 자, 아무튼 이번에도 두 가지 엔딩이라고 하긴 좀 그런데, 아무튼 이번에도 엔딩 두 가지를 봤습니다. 여전히 알다가도 모를 게임, 아무리 생각해도 답이 안 나오는 게임이지만 다른 엔딩이 궁금해지기 때문에 도저히 그만둘 수가 없겠군요. 다음 파트에서 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다. 이상 미스테리 호러 테리호였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요.